I wonder. I wonder if this is gonna cooperate today. I really wonder. What's going on, fam? I probably should have moved that in, but it's all good. It's all good. There we go. Hi, Deb. Hi, Miss Redmond. Hi, Bramilda. Ready to start November. Word up. Hi, New York to Philly. Hi, Chauncey. First of all, happy November. It is officially November 1st. And also, of course, big, huge, enormous, even bigger than that, shout out to all my Scorpios. It is officially Scorpio season. Today is also the new moon in Scorpio, which I feel like what don't I feel like in regard to this new moon? I don't even know if this pen writes. Hold up. I hope everyone had a good day so far. It is also Friday. I don't even, off the top of my head, I can't even tell y'all when was the last time I went live on a Friday. I don't remember. Oh yeah, it works. We in business. Soraya, yeah. I want to scream, but like, I'm trying to behave. Hi, Noel. I'm gonna let a few more people come in. Just because I kind of want to light. I got some frankincense that I ordered, and they came just in time because I didn't think they were going to. So I want to light that. And I kind of want to talk to you guys before we get into any cards, which is why I purposely didn't have no decks on the table already. Because if y'all been with me for a little bit, y'all know. I just, you know, if they would have been on the table already, I would have not been able to resist but start reading. But I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about, we're going to talk about this right here. You're going to say what up and you're going to keep it pushing. Because I know you don't think you're going to sit your butt down. Nope. Nope. Say hi and bye to the people. Oh, the mat matches your eyes. Say hello. She's angry. She's supposed to be punished right now. It's a lot. It's a lot going on back here. It's the channel manager. Her name is Shyla, for anybody who's new. Right? And normally she spoil you, but today she's supposed to be punished. So she shouldn't even be out here. But we're gonna, you know, let her rock. We're gonna let her rock. She already got hair all over me. Shyla, yes. New York to Philly, November 8th. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Listen. Ya te dije que no. So either... I was going to say something, but I forgot we on YouTube. No. You're going to sit right there. Like a good girl. You got a whole bench there. You got a whole ledge there. Don't start fucking around. Don't do it. To the OGs... we finally got one. If you were OG subscriber, you know that like the first 2 years we were on this platform, even into like when we first started our Patreon, the struggle that I went through, it only took me what, 4 or 5 years to get it. I literally picked it up today and I almost forgot it. I was cracking up because I'm like, what do I need? And I was like, oh shit, I need that lighter. And I was laughing. I'm like, yo, if the OGs could see me, they'll be talking mad shit right now. Anyway, so I kind of wanted to talk to you guys really quick about the memberships that I'm going to be rolling out. Actually, after this live gets posted today, I'm going to make the link public, I hope. So for those of y'all who don't know, girl, I know you not moving the camera. The minute you start moving around, you're gonna go inside. Because I'm not gonna do this with you for 3 hours today. I'm really not. I don't know. She might be getting her PMS or something soon. Because she acting up today. Today, she woke up on the wrong side of the bed today. Anyway. So for those of you who've been with me for a little while, you guys may already know that I did have a Patreon membership, a Patreon page. And we built quite the family on there for the last probably 2 or 3 years that we've been on there. However, really long story short, Patreon and Apple they think they slick, but they're not slicker than me. And so, if anybody who's curious, what I'm doing is basically just lighting the charcoal. And I'm going to put the incense on it. Because I know some of y'all like, what the fuck is she lighting? It's the charcoal. Anyway. So, what I was saying, Patreon. So the thing with Patreon is that in the last few months, they've been sending out certain emails that low-key, this is not even frankincense, this is copal. This is not frankincense, but same thing. In the last few months rather, Patreon's been sending out emails that they kind of make look like advertisements. And if you actually read the email, like through and through, I realized that they were changing the policy for the pricing. So basically what Patreon was going to do, if I didn't change the settings or do anything to it, what they were going to do was start charging more money to the subscribers, and the creators were going to be getting less money back. So Apple was going to start taking 30%, whether you Android or Apple user, they were going to start taking the 30%, and then Patreon takes anywhere between 5 and 8%. So like round it off to like 40%. I wasn't trying to do that to y'all or to me. It just didn't seem right. And honestly, what really turned me off about that was the way they did it. They didn't like make it a big thing. They kind of just try to throw it under the table. It just came off as like sneaky. I didn't like it. So what I decided was to find another platform to kind of take the fam and basically move, which is one of the downloads that comes in when we get the cards out. Either way, so now we're gonna start the memberships. I already set everything up, which I can't even go into the details of like what that whole process was like. When I tell y'all yesterday, just to sum it up, last night Izzy got home and I was freaking out. I was in the middle of a meltdown because the whole channel was taken down for about an hour. We were trying to get it back, which if some of y'all notice, my videos are all gone. I have access to them, but now I have to manually put back public like 1,000 videos. It's been a shit show to get these memberships up and running. I even hit up Soraya last night like, I'm just gonna quit. My life is over. It was a whole shenanigan. So, all of that to say, we will be launching the memberships because I have had a bunch of y'all hit me up about it on the Discord and the emails. Those of you guys who have like my personal contact have literally been hitting me up like, yo, what the hell is going on? Why I can't join? I didn't have it set to where it was allowing people to join yet. So all of that to say, at the end of this live, if you come back to the description box, the link for the memberships is gonna be there for those of y'all who want it. The reason why I'm going into like detail about this, or as much detail as I possibly can, because once we start going live on the memberships, we'll talk more in depth about like the process and shit. I don't want to bore like everybody with those details. I do got kind of sort of a little bit of an announcement though. So one of the main things there's two main things that are changing in regards to us getting memberships, which is going to affect everybody in one way, shape, or form. So that's why I explained that, because I want to explain this. Number one, this is going to be the last live stream on the YouTube platform that everyone is going to be able to take part in the chat. So moving forward after today's live, today is November 1st, 2024. After today, people who are not members will not be able to join the chat. There's a million reasons why I'm doing it this way, but moving forward, it like cleans up the space as far as like anybody trolling in the comments, in the chats. If you've been in more than 2 or 3 lives of mine, you know that I'm not always able to like look at the chats and like monitor the chats. And I feel like I don't really want my moderators to like be working overtime trying to weed out and keep the good energies going, good vibes going. So one of the main reasons is that it weeds out the trolls. So again, really quick, the chats for the lives, because we are still going to be going live once a week here on this platform on YouTube, all together as a family, collectively. However, if you want to take part in the chats, you would have to become a member on one of the tiers. I am going to be offering 3 different tiers with 3 different price points just to kind of accommodate everyone. At the end of this live, when I put the link for the memberships, I'm also going to put my email. So if anybody has questions before they join the memberships, always feel free to hit me up through the email. That's not a problem. Also, the other thing that's going to be changing in regard to now us having memberships is the personal readings. So for those of y'all who know, I took probably like over a month, probably like even 2 or 3 months off of doing personal readings. Shyla, I'm a beat you. She's looking at me like, yeah, right. But she's right, but she's wrong. Because, like, don't play with me today. Thank you. The personal readings, I took off for, like, over a month from doing them. To be honest, I wasn't sure if I was going to go back to doing them at all. And if I wasn't sure how. Because once I started doing the personals, I kind of went a little bit overboard. And when I tell y'all, once I started doing like inventory, I think I was doing 50 or more, no less than 50 a week. Personal readings. Mind you, these readings individually go from about anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. A lot of the time, especially in the more like pop-in readings, which, because we get into some real shit in these readings. It's not like Jeffrey's coming back in September, Deborah. It's not like that. So if you ever did a personal reading with me, like, vouch for me in these comments, because people be thinking I be joking, but like sometimes the readings go, I've done personal readings that have gone for 2 or 3 hours, just depending on like how the vibes are. So when I say 50 a week at a minimum, it was a lot. And so it just was a lot for me emotionally too, and like energetically. So to be quite honest, I wasn't sure if I was going to go back to doing that. However, I decided it helps y'all. I've gotten nothing but love and nothing but positivity back, like in feedback from these personal readings. And I had a lot of OGs like telling me too, like, yo, don't stop doing them. Like, we need to check in at least once or twice a month personally, like, don't stop doing them. And so I decided, to be fair, right, that Libra scale haunted my life. What I decided to do was, for the diamond tier, we have gold, platinum, and diamond tiers. Again, you guys will see all the semantics once the link is up. But the diamond tier, which is naturally the more expensive tier, if you want a personal reading with me, I'm only doing personals for the diamond tier members, just to kind of keep it at like a moderate pace and a moderate amount. Really quick before I get into the cards, because I don't know why, but they're pushing me. I feel like I'm being pushed. I don't like that. I don't. But here we are. Why are you doing that? I don't know. I don't know what this is. This is interesting. Somebody has to make up their mind about something. This is a download. I said I was going to say something. I forgot what it was, but now they got me doing this. Whatever. Somebody has to do something, and I feel like it's crunch time, but low-key, I feel like somebody may have been like, the deadline for something to get done has already passed, because somebody's making me feel like I'm super late, and like now I'm scrambling to get something done. And low-key, in my little corazoncito, I don't even know if this is even going to be viable, if this is even going to go through, if this is even going to work. Because I feel like whatever it is was already due. Like it's past its due date. Something is long overdue. Something is long overdue. I don't know, but I do remember now what I was gonna say. For anybody who was on the Patreon prior, because I have a few of you guys that were, anyway, I'll talk to you guys privately in the emails, but just know that Patreon gang, for those of y'all who were on the Patreon, I removed everyone so that no one should be getting charged for November's content, because we're no longer going to be on Patreon using that platform. I'm not a fan when people try to play with my money, and so I naturally am like the big sister mommy type of energy of like, I don't like when people try to play with my people's money either. So if anybody gets charged for November that was on Patreon, let me know, because I will definitely be going to bat for you or refunding you if I can, because no one should be getting charged for Patreon for November. So I definitely wanted to put that out there. I did have a few members that recently purchased a yearly membership on the Patreon. I'm going to be taking care of you guys as far as the memberships go. I do not expect, if you paid for a year membership on Patreon in October, I don't expect for you to pay for the new memberships coming up. So if you have paid for a yearly membership on the Patreon, expect an email from me or send me your email address, because we're going to be in communication. I ain't going to be double charging nobody. Like, that just don't sit right with me. It's not cute. And this is not the type of time we be on this platform. But yeah, so really quick, because this was like a super long intro. We're not going to be doing this moving forward. We're still going to be doing lives every week here on this platform. I took a few weeks off, kind of, because I knew we were going to be rebooting for November. We're starting today, Friday, which actually, low-key, we might be going from Sundays to Fridays. That's still up for debate. After today's live, unless you're a member, you will not be able to really participate in the chats, just to keep everyone's energy good, positive, and to keep the vibes flowing. And personal readings are going to exclusively be for people who are on a specific tier on the memberships. Again, just to like kind of protect my space and protect y'all space and give y'all the best bang for y'all buck. Yeah. Listen, if Soraya's still in the chat, she can vouch for me, because when I tell y'all I've been harassing her, I've been harassing her. Every other day is some new shit. Even like just making the tiers, I felt, humble me, right? Because I just felt like, I'm really gonna be charging this, and like this is really what we doing. Like, it was a whole process. So just know that none of this was done with ego. None of these decisions that I've making in the last few weeks have been done with any ounce of my ego. My ego has been totally the furthest removed from every one of these decisions. And yeah, I just want to say thank you guys. I love you guys for all the support that you guys have rocked with me. That's what I was going to say too. If you were a Patreon member from March 2024 up until October 2024, at any point, if you were a Patreon member, which I'm also going to announce this on the Discord, just for anybody who misses it. But if you were a member, I desperately would love for you to send me your email address. Either do it in the comments if you feel safe to doing it. Not in the live chat, in the comments section of this video, or send me a personal email. Like I said, after this live is posted, after we're done with this live, I'm going to have my email in the description box. If you were a member from March 2024 on our Patreon, from March 2024 all the way up until October 2024, the OGs already got y'all. But if anybody was a member and like for a month or 2 months or whatever the case is, send me an email. It doesn't have to have anything in it. Just send me your email address, and I'm going to be reaching out to you guys. That's it. That's all. Let's get into these cards. All right. The Cthulhu, we definitely going to pull from today. And where's the other one? The Cthulhu and the African Tarot. These are the vibes for today. These are the vibes for today. But I do want to start out with the Cthulhu Tarot. Because, darling, when I tell y'all, I'm super excited. I don't want to like keep talking about the memberships, but I am super excited for them now. I was dreading it in the beginning, but now I'm like OD excited because of certain things that I'm looking forward to like doing for each tiers. So very excited. Also, I want to show you guys this before we start. I'm all over the place, but like if you new here, my intros are usually not this long. It's this long now because like I said, I haven't been live for like probably like 3 weeks, maybe even 4 weeks. So this is the new baby that we got. I have the copal and the charcoal burning on the inside. It's like the cutest thing. I'm a little bit scared. I'm a little bit scared. I don't know why. I don't know why. Like I said before, keep in mind we got a new moon today. We got a new moon today. I told y'all we got a new moon today. We got a new moon today. New moon in Scorpio at that. So like, it's about to be something. Something. I feel like this is gonna fall off the table. Ay, santo. I'm a little bit scared. Also, because I haven't been live in a few weeks, just please don't hesitate to hit that like button and the subscribe if you're not already subscribed. If you're not subscribed to the ghetto, like, I don't know what you're doing. You're missing out. We all about the vibes on this platform. But definitely hit the like button, please and thank you. It's free, like my girl Deb said. It don't cost you nothing, and it helps the video circulate, especially since I've been off the live for a little while. I told y'all I was scared to do this a little bit. Okay, because like, that is a non-alcoholic beverage that I was just drinking, by the way. coconut juice, coconut water. All right. After the live post, I'm also gonna timestamp for the beginning of the reading as well, because that intro, atrocious, yo, atrocious. Oh, matter of fact, the Venetian. I don't know why, but they just showed me the deck. So here we are, King of Swords, first card out. King of Swords. I want to say, I don't know why, and someone is making me feel like that's what they're feeling. It's like, I don't know why, but I can't lie if my life depended on it. This almost feels brand new to somebody. This is something's taking place where someone, all right, so you may have either been coddling someone and like lying to them or telling them like white lies to not hurt their feelings. And I feel like for some reason that reign is over. Like it almost comes off as like I normally would lie and tell you that you look good in that red dress, but like I really hate the red dress. And so now when you wear it, I'm gonna tell you like, yo, the red dress doesn't compliment you. Like it makes you look a little bit like this or like that. I low-key, what the heck is going on? I low-key feel like this, somebody has, we grown, right? Okay, because somebody has been intimate with somebody else and they've been lying to them about being pleased. I don't know what this is, because somebody's like, yo, I don't, that little thing you do that you think I love, that I've been pretending to love, I don't like it. I don't like it. The interesting part to me here is that someone can't control the fact that all of a sudden now they no longer have the desire or the empathy to lie about something for someone, for someone's sake, someone else's sake. Does that make sense? Because the way that they kind of, I feel like I just squeezed that message out and it was low-key painful a little bit. Like somebody's like, yo, I'm no, for some of us, this is very much a general thing that's happening. So what I mean by that is like, it's not like you can't, you're no longer lying to a specific person. And I don't, when I say lying, I kind of don't feel like that's appropriate. Essentially, that's what you're doing though. You're lying to someone to not hurt their feelings. But I feel like because you're doing it because you know that if you tell them the truth, it's going to hurt their feelings. Someone's looking at this like, well, I'm not necessarily lying. Listen, half-truths, quarter of a fraction of a truth, a blatant lie so that someone won't cry behind this situation. Like either which way you spin it, a lie is a lie is a lie. So I guess that right there is the download. A lie is a lie is a lie. And someone here is like, I'm no longer, listen, whether it's going to hurt your feelings, even if, listen, somebody's also like, yo, because the polarity of this is, even if what you have to tell me is going to hurt my feelings, tell me the truth. Don't lie to me. The thing is that I think in the past, and when I say the past could have been yesterday. The past could have been 1 o'clock this afternoon, 3:33 on the clock. In the past, somebody was not prepared for the truth. Somebody wasn't open to the truth. Somebody wasn't interested in the truth. Somebody was blatantly avoiding the truth. Either way, because I don't know if this is you, collective, or if this is somebody that you are just in their space. Somebody's in this space where it's like, listen, if what you got to tell me is going to hurt me and I'm going to cry about it for a week, in 2 weeks, I'll be just fine. In fact, I'll be stronger than I was. And so that's a win for me. A win's a win. A lie's a lie, and a win is a win. That's what they're telling me with the King of Swords. That's interesting. All of that was interesting. That really felt like a novella right there, because this is very specific to somebody. This ain't gonna resonate for everybody. There's a woman. It feels very feminine, this energy. There's a woman who, low-key, she doesn't consider herself very sexual, right? In nature, she doesn't consider herself a very sexual being. It's like, very much like, I don't see what the big deal about sex is. And I'm not saying the word because it's YouTube, they funny with shit like that. But innately, this woman is just not really big on like that part, right? The intimacy. Not just with the partner she's with now, or not just with a specific partner. It's like, this if this resonates, if this is for you, you'll know it, because this is something you kind of always have felt ever since you was no longer a virgin. It's like you lost your virginity, you didn't see the hype about it, and okay, well, maybe it was our first time partners, we weren't really experienced. But then as you started to get older, because I'm reading, this is for somebody who is older, like well into her adulthood, very much so, should be accustomed to her body, knows her body, understands her body, The thing is that I feel like with intimacy, there's something here where she kind of is like, I low-key want to say she's turned off by it. It's almost like, I could probably please myself better than, or I can please myself better than any male partners. This feels very specifically heterosexual. It feels like a woman saying this, like I've been able to please myself better than any one of my sexual partners throughout my life. Now, the reason why this is coming in, because I don't usually get messages like this. I really don't. But the reason why this is coming in is because this is going to be the stepping stone. This is like where the wall kind of comes down for this woman. So typically, the woman could be in a relationship for a year, 2 years, 10 years, however long. And she's fronting, she's lying, essentially, to spare her partner's feelings. She loves this partner or these partners. She loved them at a time. And so she either was too head over heels in love with them that she kind of overlooked the intimacy part. The whole point for this download is that, like I said, there's a wall that's coming down for this woman because there's a few things that happen. I know I'm okay. My bad, guys. My bad. I had a call coming in. Let me know if you guys can see and hear me in the chat before we keep going. It's the Day of the Dead today. Oh, shit. Why didn't I know that? Why I thought it was tomorrow? I thought the 2nd was the Day of the Dead. We can see and hear you. My OG. Thank you. The whole point, before I was rudely interrupted, the whole point of this, for this woman in particularly, is that there's a wall coming down. And so with this happening, the reason for this happening rather, is like she's no longer willing to be the scapegoat. It kind of is what it comes in as. It's like no longer willing to be the scapegoat, no longer willing to kind of like bite the bullet for someone else or take the rap for someone else, take the heat for someone else, no longer willing to be unsatisfied ultimately. Because even if this is not just in intimacy, I feel like it's strange that they gave me the download that way in regards to intimacy, but I think it's deeper than that. Like, I think it's more than that. It's not just the sex. It's like, this seems to be a pattern that this woman or this feminine energy has repeated throughout her life, where something isn't really what she likes, or something isn't really what's gonna make her feel good, something isn't really accommodating to her, and she's like, it's fine, it's okay. Did I enjoy it? Yeah, I loved it. It was amazing. And then go to the bathroom and finish off on her own. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that this is something that is deeper than this. And I think the reason why it's coming in as a download or as a message here with this King of Swords energy, I think this woman is learning or finding her voice. And also learning that it's okay to express what it is that she's genuinely feeling. This also comes off as someone who was very deeply a people person, a people pleaser type of person. No, the word no, collective, is a complete sentence. I promise you. It's okay. It's okay to say no. It's okay to not agree. It's okay to not allow. It's okay to no longer want. It's okay. Wow. 8 of Swords. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords with a King of Swords energy collective. Even in the regards of this particular message that I'm getting here now, where it's like someone was settling, someone was very much in their own head, in their own mind, overthinking, like and again with the people pleasing, it's like, yo, I don't want to hurt someone's feelings. I don't want to be the bad guy in this story. I don't want to it's interesting. It's like I don't want to feel guilty. I don't want to be the guilty one. Someone does this or was doing this so much so that they kind of they were definitely doing themselves a disservice, because that 8 of Swords with the King of Swords, there's 9 swords on the table here. Nine swords. The Devil. The Devil, Capricorn energy, heavy. Whoever I'm tapping into, you are your own worst enemy. Is specifically how they're giving this to me. It's like no one can ever tell me or make me, no one ever can ever make me feel like I'm not worthy. I do that to myself. No one can ever make me second guess myself or question anything, any choices, any decisions. Like no one can ever make me do that, because they'll never have the opportunity to do it, because I beat them to the punch. Does that make sense? Because that's all the way through and through. That's the way someone's literally sitting there telling me, like, you think what you're telling me, you're making me feel bad? You know what I tell myself on a day-to-day? The shit you telling me is nothing compared to the shit that that I tell myself about me. How I talk about me, how I am treating me. Because there's a realization here. Maybe that's also too goes in with the King of Swords energy. It's like there's this, and it's sobering. Specifically, that's the word they're giving me. So someone may actually be fighting their sobriety, fighting for their sobriety, because someone's like, there's this sobering epiphany that comes in for someone where it's like, yo, throughout my lifetime, I can say, you know, this person made me feel this way, or this person allowed this to transpire this way for me, or this person did this to me. But at the end of the day, if I get all the way, oh, the cards are mixed up. It's like this. If I get all the way into it, King of Swords energy, if I dig deep enough, I understand that for every partner, like if this is romantic, it's like I understand that if for every partner that has ever done me wrong, I've allowed them the space to play with me that way. For every person that has ever hurt my feelings, I've given them, I don't know why they're saying this, I've given them the antidote to doing that, to being able to do that to me. Someone's also being really hard on themselves, because the way that these messages are coming in, before I even say them, I'm like kind of, I don't know if you guys notice, but I'm pausing every so often, because I'm getting the messages and then I'm thinking to myself, wait, what? Like, hold on, let's pump the brakes here. Somebody is being very, very hard on themselves, which in a sense, that is exactly the message here. Someone is their own worst critic. Someone is their own worst critic. And I think that even if you've already understood this to some form and facet, like throughout your life, there's something about now, because again, we're just so happen to be doing this reading on a day of the new moon, and it's the Scorpio new moon. So the energy surrounding the Scorpio new moon, from what I've been feeling and how I've been downloading it, it's almost like I want to say inner child healing, inner child wounds have been the topic surrounding this new moon, which is kind of scary to me when you think about like Scorpio energy being like death energy and rebirth and all that stuff, transformations. And so for me, for this specific new moon, there's a lot that's going to be brought to the surface, or that has been kind of boiling up to the surface of, for everything that has transpired, there's patterns in my behavior. When I deal with these people, when I deal with myself, when I deal with work, when I deal with certain situations, there's a pattern, common denominator, and it's my pattern. Where did I get this pattern from? Where did I learn this pattern from? Where did I see this pattern play out? And so a lot of us are going to be going back, even if this is not intentional, because it doesn't feel intentional to me. It's not like you sat down one day and said, let me go back to my childhood and see where I was fucked up at. You know, I don't think someone intentionally is doing this. I think that someone, because the King of Swords energy, it gives me the energy of like bobo. In Spanish, we say bobo, like somebody's kind of like aloof, like just, it's like somebody's just like kind of walking around and they're stumbling on something. And for it to be the King of Swords, it makes me feel like I'm stumbling on the truth. That's very, again, this is going to be very specific to certain people. I mean, listen, Scorpio season, right? This is one of the reasons why I don't necessarily do too much of the zodiac sign readings anymore, because we have a little bit of all of it in our charts, right? And so even though I'm speaking on the Scorpio new moon and it is officially Scorpio season, as of like last week or so, I could definitely be speaking to certain people who have very specific Scorpio placements. So like Scorpio risings, Scorpio Venus, Scorpio Mars. Yeah, that feels right to me. Also, really quick, I kind of want to throw this out there, which is funny because I had no intention on bringing this up during the live stream. However, I was already like, I actually wrote it down in one of my notebooks to talk to the members about this when we start to get into our groove on the memberships. Those readings, this zodiac sign readings, and how I stopped doing them a few years back. I don't know why, but if it's one thing I've learned in the last 5 to 6 years, is to just not fight my intuition. Homegirl is never wrong. She is never wrong. Not in almost 36 years, homegirl has not been wrong once. So the last few weeks specifically, I have been more so drawn to like going back to doing the zodiac sign readings. And I don't know, it's part of me is like, the reason for that is because we understand now that if we're looking at a reading for Aries, it's not because I'm an Aries sun. It's because for whatever reason, this came up and I'm just taking the energies that I need and leaving behind what I don't. We do that anyway with the collective readings. So why my intuition wants me to do this via the zodiac signs individually, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe certain people are still looking at the zodiac signs in regards to just their sun sign. So maybe this is a way for us to, I don't know, help more people. I don't know. Like I said, if it's one thing I've learned in the last several years, is to not question my intuition when she tells me certain things. And to just kind of like let her do her own thing, because she works magic. She works magic. Let's get into this Venetian. No. We're going to be here for a little while today. We're going to be here for a little while today. This is another reason why I was saying before, I'm probably like 85% sure that we're going to be switching from Sundays every week to Fridays. Let's see. We're going to tap in with the African Tarot. It's one of my favorite decks, by the way. Somebody's been struggling with anxiety, which, touche. But I feel like somebody, I don't think this is new for someone. Whoever I'm speaking to, whoever I'm tapping into, there's this energy here of like this again. It feels very like, ugh, God, what? Please. Like, I'm sick of it almost. Like, I'm disgusted by it almost. It's someone's tired. Ooh, that's what it is. Yeah. Someone's tired. Someone's tired of, like, every so often, something triggers this, and I start to get antsy. My thoughts are fucking foggy. My emotions are foggy. That's very interesting. The way they just show me the Seven of Cups. And it's like my emotions are foggy, which is wild. I don't think I ever got that. I don't think I ever got that from the Seven of Cups. But someone's making me feel this, and it's like, I just want relief from this. Like I just, not for nothing. Not for nothing, but I feel like someone could be experiencing certain symptoms of anxiety, like their anxiety is like flaring up, so to speak. And instead of, like, if you normally get anxiety and your normal like coping mechanism is to just stay home and like retreat, or like until it passes, or just naturally just like be angry and like impulsive until this passes, being aggressive until this passes. There's something that someone does every now and then whenever they're in their, like whenever they feel the anxiety creeping. Someone, they're showing me ADHD, which, what is this? It's like someone struggling with their mental health. Baby, we all struggling with our mental health. No, listen, and I'm not laughing at you, definitely not, because this is one of those laughs that's like, bitch, if I ain't laughing, I'm about to start crying. Because, yo, when I tell y'all, the mental health thing is no joke. And so, but someone's like really putting themselves down, like if they're, like if this is subject to them only. It is not. We all going through it. Whether we realize that this is what's happening or not, we all are going through it. Collectively, simultaneously. This is not something, I don't know, this is a very specific message, but they want me to let someone know and reassure someone that it's not, your house is not the only house on the block being shook. I promise you. I promise you that. Even if from your window you can't see the neighbors across the street, you can't see their shit being rocked. But like at 3 in the evening or 3 in the morning when you sleeping, the house across the street is being rocked. You just, even if you don't see it, just know that it's not just your house on the block that's being rocked. That feels wild. And y'all hear the horn going off? That feels very specific. Look at that. Someone's really stressed the fuck out because they feel like whatever is going on in their life, it's only them. It's not only you. There's millions and billions of trillions of people on the planet. I promise this is not only you. You're not the only one that talks down on yourself. You're not the only one that doubts yourself. You're not the only one that has anxiety. You're not the only one with ADHD. You're not the only one looking for ways to cope with certain things. You're not the only one that needs to get in tune with your inner child, that needs to heal your inner child. And I'm not saying, oh, you're not the only one, get over it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, go through what you got to go through. You're not the only one going through it. Just know that you're not by yourself doing that. You know what I mean? Somebody wants to reach out. All right. So I don't know, because they're showing me now the 8 of Wands. So I don't know if this is somebody who wants to reach out to you, or you want to reach out to someone. Or if this is still piggybacking off of the messages that I'm getting in, where it's like, it's not only you dealing with these things. And so if you need help, reach out for help. Again, you take what resonates with you and you leave what doesn't. But there is this energy here of like, there's an 8 of Wands. It's showing me the 8 of Wands. And so somebody feels lost and like they need to talk to someone. I don't usually give advice. That was like not my thing. But I do advise you to talk to someone. Anyone. Yeah. Someone's struggling with that though. Someone's like, I don't usually, it's like, it's the energy of like, I don't like to tell my business to people. which I get it, right? But a lot of times you'll be surprised. You could have a best friend for like 20 years and you just won't feel comfortable telling them your inner thoughts, like your true feelings, your inner child, their feelings, their thoughts, their insecurities, their worries, their fears, because they know you so well or because they know you for so long, right? And so sometimes, a lot of times, what helps or what can help, and it's a surprising factor, is like, you ever watch documentaries of like murder documentaries and shit, and you like the people who knew the murderer is like, oh my god, I would have never thought, I knew them for so long, I would have never expected it to be them, blah blah blah. People who know you for the longest, they tend to know you the least. And I don't know if that's like a thing because they have an image in their head of what they want or what they believe for you to be, right? But just know that there is a level of like comfort that you can attain, and security when you're speaking to like a complete stranger, someone who doesn't know you, who won't judge you, who is just literally there to listen to what it is you have to say. Somebody may actually be struggling with doing therapy specifically. This feels very specific because even in the messages and the things that they got me saying is like, this is almost something that I would say to someone who is considering doing therapy. So that's why I'm getting that message, because it kind of feels like, do it. Like someone's like, do it. There's nothing you could lose from it. If anything, you have everything to gain from it. It's like the energy of like, well, you ever tell yourself, yo, you want to do something, you hype about it, you're thinking about it, you're kind of doing research on it. Maybe you haven't told no one, right? But you do want to do it, right? But then there's this little voice inside your head that's like, yo, but what if it doesn't work out? Or what if I don't like it? Or what if it doesn't go the way that I hoped it would go, right? I feel like many of us have had those moments. But we need to tap more into the whole, but what if it does go the way you want it to go? What if, actually, because you doing it, you're not going to lose anything, but you might could gain some things from it. So like, what if it goes great? What if, since we want to talk about hypotheticals here, what if doing that thing that you've been wanting to do, whether it's work related, whether it's talking to the crush that you had for the last 30 something years, I don't know, you know, like whatever it is, because it's going to be different for everyone. I'm reading for a lot of people, right? It's collective reading. That thing that's in the back of your mind that you've been contemplating and like, damn, should I do it? Should I take the chance? Like, you only miss 100% of the chances that you do not take. You feel me? It's so funny because like the other day I had a dream with my dad. Man, the other day I had a dream with my dad, and I'm not even gonna go into details about it, but the OGs know, like, I went through a whole like year and a half, almost 2 years of like dreaming lucidly. And so after my stunt with that, like after my run of doing that, now whenever I have dreams with certain loved ones that have passed on, I feel like I cherish them even more than I would have even before doing the lucid dreaming, because now that I no longer do it because it's fucking dangerous to do it, would not recommend doing it, and it's like dangerous for like your mental health, because I feel like somebody's like, what is that, girl? That's a whole video in itself. But point is, now when I have dreams with people who have passed, and I guess that's why this is coming up, because it's nostalgic. It's like my inner child was like, it is woken up. No matter what it is I'm doing in the dream, I can always guarantee that when I wake up, even if it's a sad dream, which is ironic, but even if it's sad dreams, I've noticed the pattern of like, I wake up and I'm like, the little girl in me is nostalgic because I just like, I saw him, you know, I heard his voice again. Like it's just that I had a dream with him recently. And it's funny because he didn't tell me that verbatim, but he was telling me something along those lines. And it was very much in his Libra, Scorpio cusp demeanor way of like saying, yo, you only miss the chances you don't take. You feel me? Like, you only miss the chances you do not take. He didn't say it like that exactly, But in the dream, he was very casual and very as a matter of fact, which I realized waking up from that dream, like throughout that whole course of the day, I would kind of, myself, my whole physical being was kind of off-putting. And I was definitely like in a zone. Like people in my personal life could definitely tell like something's off with this bitch today. She's not on her ones and twos today. But what it was that dream. And it's not that it fucked me up in like a negative way. If anything, what happened was I just spent the rest of the day kind of putting certain pieces together. And I love to believe that even after my pops has passed away, this is always his way. Every time he visits me in dreams, is always his way of like still helping me in my day-to-day. Because certain things that happened even in that last dream have helped me and are helping me make sense of certain things that are going on in my personal life today. How the hell I got here to this point, I don't even know. I don't even remember what I was talking about, kinda. Oh, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That's how I got here. Girl, did I tell y'all we were gonna be on here for a little while today? Yeah. I don't know. I feel like, first of all, we haven't been on in a few weeks, so that's one thing. But then also, we're gonna do once a week here. I gotta get back to like giving it what I got. You feel me? So. Somebody's like, girl, it's a lot. It's a lot. There's a lot. Yeah. Touche. Is anybody just now coming in? We've been here for a while already. I currently have the African Tarot in my hand. And low-key, the downloads have been running this whole reading. Like, I've pulled a few cards already, but, like, the downloads have been the whole reading. Okay. Polarity on the table. That's wild. Okay. So, I have two cards that fell face down, and then two cards that fell face up. If you've been with me for a while, I know I sound like a broken record, but, like, if you've been with me for a while, you already know what this means. And if you're new here, for most other readers, this may not mean shit to people, but I read intuitively, which means whoever this person is, or whoever is in this energy, whether it's you or someone else, this person has no intention on whatever this is letting this be known. Because it's almost like they don't even, whatever it is I was about to say, it's like it don't matter. Don't flip the cards type of energy. It's like somebody may be in denial. Somebody may not want to know, or whoever this is may not want to admit. So when I said a mirror, essentially, or like the polarity, which is interesting, the mirror. Do I stop and talk about it, or do I keep going with the cards? I said the mirror. I gotta talk about it. This is actually something I'm gonna break down on the memberships. Because it's essentially a download. But a few weeks ago, couldn't even tell you when, a few weeks ago I had this really long story thing go on, and at the end there was a broken mirror. Literally broken mirror. It was shattered, and someone was literally picking up the pieces to the mirror, and like, but the mirror's, it's broken, but the image is not distorted. It's like, if you've ever think of like a broken mirror, it sounds like water in the back, and it's the trees. I'm pretty sure you guys can hear it, but it's just crazy how it sounds like water. Either way, somebody's torn between what they're feeling and what they're thinking in regard to the broken mirror. So the broken mirror to me, which is why I said we were going to pull from the Venetian, because of the mirror. The broken mirror is, metaphorically speaking, a situation, a relationship, a friendship, a business plan, something. There's something that you feel is broken. The mirror may actually be you. You may feel like you are broken. It's a metaphor for something or someone. But that mirror perspective, right? Because depending on how you're looking at the mirror, if you're standing far away from the mirror and it's broken, the image will be distorted. But the way that they showed me the download was someone going up to the mirror and picking up a piece, like pieces, shards of the broken mirror. And if you look at the piece, you can see your reflection whole. It's not in pieces, right? And so perspective. I haven't worked my way through this download yet, which is why I wasn't going to bring it to YouTube. I was going to save it for the memberships. But they're making me feel like when the cards fell out, that's what I heard here. Like, this is the mirror, you know? Also, too, because it's 2 cards each. So what I was originally saying was that if you've been with me for a while, you know that the face down cards are cards that represent something that is unknown. So whether it's unknown about you, unknown to you, or something you're trying to keep in, or if this is someone else trying to keep something from you, again, it's going to be different for every single person. This energy is unknown. Energy is unfamiliar. 7 of Pentacles and Judgment. There's something here that's coming in because of the work that you've put out. There's something here that's coming in because of the energy that you put out into the universe, because of the love you put out into the universe, the work you've put out into the universe, the faith you've put out into the universe. 7 of Pentacles is a very slippery card to me, because the 7 of Pentacles energy can easily be overlooked. No one likes to be in the 7 of Pentacles. No one. Because 7 of Pentacles speaks of the energy of the work that you've put into something. And it's that if you've ever started a business, if you've ever cultivated anything, if you're a creative, and you've ever created anything, it's that very not popular, very salty ass time space of like, I'm putting in all this work and I know what I'm gonna get back from it is gonna be worth 10 times more, whether it's financial, whether it's energy, whether it's vibes, whether it's love, whatever it is. I know that I'm gonna get here, which is why I put so much into it here. But there's that space that I like to call the 7 of Pentacles space, where it's like, I still have to put this work in, but I haven't yet seen, I haven't been able to even look at, touch, taste, feel. I don't even know what the buds look like from this garden. It's like, think of like when you're planting something, you plant the seed, and it's going to take time for the seeds to even sprout. So think of that, right? Because that's the 7 of Pentacles energy. So when I say no one likes to be in that space, it's like, yo, and not many people can be in that space. That's another thing too, where, again, it was something else I was kind of going to go into on the memberships, because it's the most important space. I mean, of course, the first step being the important space of like, you know, making the decision to do something, making the decision to put energy or work into something, making a decision to change, making a decision, having the recognition. Like, there's a lot of steps before we even get to this point. But by the time you're in that 7 of Pentacles energy, man, it takes a lot of faith. A lot of faith, because you're not getting anything back. There's no guarantee that you would get anything back. For how long? For some of us, the 7 of Pentacles is 7 years waits. For some of us, the 7 of Pentacles is 7 minutes. For some of us, the 7 of Pentacles is a few months. For some of us, that 7 of Pentacles, especially if we're talking about like, even if we're not talking about anything tangible, especially if we're not talking about something that's going to be tangible for your lifetime, it's like a lot of us are breaking generational curses. And we're in that 7 of Pentacles space. And by the time we get to the point, or by the time this sprouts up where it's like we can finally benefit, finally be at ease, finally be at peace for those curses that we've broke, the generational curses that we've broke, a lot of us may not even be alive to see it play out. A lot of us are breaking these generational curses for our children, for their children, for their children's children, you know. And so it's almost sacrificial for a lot of us too. Again, depending on, again, if we're looking at this in regard to employment, if we're looking at this in regard to romantic or platonic relationships, if we're looking at this in regard to personal development. Point is, the Seven of Pentacles energy is not easy. It's not easy to be in. It's not easy to experience. There is no telling how long it's going to take on your journey. I went hiking a few weeks back. Would not recommend. It was not a good time. I mean, it was a good time, good company, but like, it's not my cup of tea. It's not. That was like a mango tea. I'm more of like a raspberry tea kind of girl. But I did go hiking a few weeks back, and along the trail, I was already dying, and we stopped and ran into someone that had passed us when we were going up the trail. And so this person, he was coming back down the trail. So we're like, oh, easy peasy. That means the end is almost in sight. Bitch, please. We stopped him, and we were talking to him for a few minutes, and the guy was like, yo, honestly, like, I'm on a time restraint, so I have to go back. But like, realistically, I could have been 2 steps away from my end, or I could have been 3 miles away from my end. Like, I don't even know. And then he walked off mad casual, like everything was all Gucci, and I'm dying, sweating. Like, I had sweat in places I probably shouldn't have it. My back was killing me, my legs was killing me. Like, it was crazy. And I was literally standing there like, it felt like someone punched me in the gut. Like, what you mean? What you mean you didn't touch the end? But what you mean? Like, that's a Seven of Pentacles energy. That's like a perfect example of like, you don't know how long you're gonna be on it. To see the Seven of Pentacles come up with Judgment, I feel like if it's not that the end is closer than you think in regard to certain things, there's definitely gonna be someone was gonna throw me a fucking peach raspberry tea in the middle of that hike. That's what the Judgment card looks like for me. It's like someone's throwing a bone, someone's throwing in a water bottle, like someone's throwing in some good faith, like something to kind of like boost you up if you still have a ways to go on the Seven of Pentacles. Did that make sense? Because it's like, if you are almost at the end of the Seven of Pentacles time, that's essentially what Judgment is, like the end and getting the good recognition, having, you know, getting whatever it is you've been busting your ass for, getting it, having it, attaining it, feeling it, right? But for a lot of us, we're not quite at the end of the Seven of Pentacles, but the divine spirit, the universe, God, however you want to call it, I ain't gonna judge, but there is this energy where Judgment, there's gonna be a bone thrown, like a rope. Somebody's gonna throw you a rope and like kind of assist you on the rest of the path for the Seven of Pentacles. That's what this tells me here, which feels good. It feels good. It just feels like the way I felt when I got down that mountain and drank a whole gallon of fucking water. Like, I was dying. I was dying. It was a thing. It was a thing. Wow. I don't know if this is, again, there's going to be 1,000,001 different ways. If you're looking at this in regard to work, romance, whatever. Someone was working with the Seven of Pentacles, right? And I think that whatever it is you're going to get at this point, again, Judgment, whatever it is you're getting at this point, whatever it is you were initially working toward on that Seven of Pentacles, on this journey, I don't think you could have ever imagined what was actually going to be at the end of this part of the journey. It's like, for example, you start to put in work for a business, right? You open a business, you do the work on it, whatever, you're working toward it. However long goes by, a few years, few months, whatever goes by, you're putting all this work in, and you're doing it because you know at the end it's going to be worth it for the business, right? And then whether this is you still on your Seven of Pentacles and you get thrown the rope to help you the rest of the way, or you finally get to that point, when you get there, it's almost unrecognizable. So what we have is the Emperor, heavy Aries energy, and the Two of Wands, which is fire. This is fire energy because Wands is fire. Aries, Sag, Leo. This is the passion, right? For me, the way that I'm reading this, it's almost like someone, Seven of Pentacles, again, for example, if we're looking at this in a business sense, someone puts the work in and decides, I give you a proposition to start a business, but in the first 2 years, you're gonna be struggling in the first 2 years to get this business going. But by the third year, it'll be afloat. And then, you know, you kind of just wing it and take it from there. That's the deal. That's the end result. Like, that's you putting all your chips into the Seven of Pentacles for that outcome. To be able to just make it, right? That's the deal. Again, this is an example. By the time you get to that Seven of Pentacles, by the time you get to the end of that and reach this judgment, it's not just now we're just barely, you know, we're just making it. Like, we're good. Our business is standing. We're not struggling really. We're making it. We're getting by. We're getting by. By the time you get to that judgment, because of a decision that you made to even do this, what someone is getting back is more than what they thought. It's like someone opens up a McDonald's restaurant, right? There's already a McDonald's chain, and so they didn't invent it, but they're like, I'm gonna open a small little location here, and I'm just, you know, gonna make back money. I'm gonna make interest off of this business. Cool. And then for some reason, because it's anointed here, right? It's already ordained. It's already set in stone that for whatever reason, this McDonald's is gonna hit. Like, it's gonna be the one that brings in the most revenue. It's gonna be the one that it changes the dynamic for everything that's come before it. Which is the reason why I'm saying that is because of the Emperor. Is because of the Emperor. Again, this doesn't have to be work related. I'm just using that as an example. For some of you, this is a business that you're starting from scratch. If this is something work related, there's something here that you prayed for. There's something here that you put a lot of energy into with the Seven of Pentacles. It's something that you put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into. And it's almost like someone was praying and just saying, like, I just want to not have to close my business. Like, it's like if you're on social media, it's like I just want to hit the 10K mark and I'll be good there. I just want to, they keep telling me the just word. Like, and Spirit is like, no, because with the Seven of Pentacles and the way you've put the energy into this, 10,000 is not gonna suffice. Here's an easy 100,000. So you put all that energy in because you were trying to get to that 10K mark, right? Again, hypothetical, just as just an example. You put all that energy because you're just trying to get to that 10K mark. Like, that's good enough for you. It'll suffice. Like, you will make do tenfold with that. Like, just that 10K. And the whole time, the divine is like, just relax. Just wait. Just keep working. Just keep doing what you're doing. And what ends up coming in? Judgment, Two of Wands, and the Emperor. The Emperor isn't no 10K. This is like you get back 3 times, 4 times, 5 times what you put in. Because, again, like I said, Seven of Pentacles is an energy that you don't, never enjoy being in the Seven of Pentacles energy, because it tends to start feeling redundant, stagnant. It tends to start feeling repetitive and just tiring, draining. But someone doesn't lose sight of a vision. Someone hasn't lost sight of their vision. Someone is losing sight of the vision, and Spirit is like, don't sleep on me now. You already made it to this point. Do not give up now. Keep going forward. The Tower. Judgment, the Tower, Queen of Pentacles. And I love that the Queen of Pentacles is here, because with the 7, that's an 8 of Pentacles situation. And the Tower is the process someone's going through. This is like you trying to, someone's trying to do something, like get something done, execute something, work on something, and it almost looks like, to anyone else looking in, it almost looks like you're hitting every fucking brick wall. Every time you turn around, you're hitting another brick wall, another brick wall, another brick wall, and somebody's like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck am I gonna get? Like every single one of those walls, you're looking at it like those walls are stopping you from getting to the other side of that 7 of Pentacles. The other side of the 7 of Pentacles. Really, those walls, those brick walls that you're running into, collective, are designed to lead you right to where you need to be. Think of like, I might be showing my age, but like, y'all ever play ping pong, the ping pong game? And you know how you got to hit the ball, right? You got to hit the ball to like, the ball's not going to go this way or that way, because there's walls designed in the game, right? As hard as you keep hitting the ball, it's going to keep hitting specific walls until it gets to the right path. And then you win. That's the vision that they're giving me. I don't know why the hell I got a ping pong machine. I don't even know when's the last time I played fucking ping pong. I was nasty in that game, by the way, though. But did I put this in upside down? Sure did. Sure did. Ace of Cups. Where that card came from. And the Lovers. Oh, shit. Where that card came from. Ace of Cups. And the Lovers. Think again. It's the first thing they're telling me. Think again. So I was talking my shit, and so I don't really, I mean, when I play this back, I'll see it, but I don't recall cards falling out. Either way, when I went to put the Lovers in, because the back of the cards, the way that they are set up, you can't tell which way is upright and not, right? And so before putting the rest of the cards away, I wanted to make sure I was getting them in the upright. Ace of Cups and the Lovers. Think again. You may have recently turned, whether you're single, if you're single, you may have recently turned down an invitation, like to go out on a date. Or even if you're in a romantic connection, you may be considering leaving the partner you're with. Even if this is not romantic, because the Lovers doesn't necessarily mean romance to me. It just means things that you're passionate about, people that you love. So it could be platonic friendships and shit like that. It's somebody that you either were on the outs with or are considering leaving behind. Think again. I don't know. Think again. Do the pros outweigh the cons? Like, someone should literally write down a pros and cons list. And it's interesting because the way they showing me this, someone needs to write down a pros and cons. And the pros are going to outweigh the cons, right? That's how you know. But it goes deeper than that, right? There's like a whole nother step to this, because it kind of feels like, and by the way, when you do that pros and cons list, look at the cons. And even though they don't outweigh the good, really look at what you put down as cons for your partner, for your friend. And really deep dive and see, are those cons about that person? Or are those things that you're expecting that most people wouldn't deliver on? It's not just this person. So there's something here that's selective to you, collective. So, or could be someone else in regard to you. Someone is expecting something from you, or you're expecting something from someone. They want me to say this again. Either you're expecting something from someone, or someone's expecting something from you that is very particular to the shit that they need to work on. Does that make sense? Because I feel like I may have lost some people here with that one. They're like, there's levels to this. Think of it like this. The pros and the cons list, right? The pros, we already established the pros outweigh the cons. But forget about the pros for a second and just focus on the cons. For example, let's say there's 3 things on that cons list. Those 3 things that you feel your partner or your friend are not meeting your requirements or not meeting, you know, what you would like. Those 3 things or those few things on that list, on the cons side of the list, are those cons that your lover is lacking or that your friend is lacking? Or are those 3 cons things that you're putting on them? You're expecting from them? Because you failed to deliver it. And so you're expecting someone else to overcompensate for something that you're lacking. This is very good. This is going to be very specific for certain people, because the way that this comes off, it goes right back all the way to the very first messages that I was tapping into earlier when I said someone doesn't sign up for something to, like, with the intent to start doing like inner child work. It's almost like you're working on other things and you kind of stumble across certain things that once you recognize these things, once you identify these things, you can't unsee them. You can't turn them off. You can't overlook them. It's like, and again with the ping pong, someone's going to keep hitting certain walls, metaphoric walls. Someone's going to keep getting certain things knocked down because it's things that are not meant for them. It's parts of the journey that's not for them to go on those parts of the journey. It's not for them to take those paths. This is very specific to somebody, because I feel like, and when I said think again here with this collective, this may be 2 people who may have already come out of contact or come out of union, or they came out of union, and then there was this moment where somebody realizes, yo, the things that I was saying, because it feels like a projection. So it's like I was projecting certain things onto my partner, and because they couldn't meet certain standards or certain expectations, I counted them out. Because remember, when these cards, I was putting them in upside down originally, before I realized what I was doing. And so something was already discarded, or someone already threw something out. Long and short, like in the very simplest terms, you may be looking for something, a document, a letter, your headphones, whatever, your pen, whatever. You may be looking for something that you threw out, you discarded. Like if we're looking at this in the simplest of terms. Someone may be looking for something that has sentimental value to them. An item of clothing, a teddy bear, the last birthday card your mom gave you, or, you know, a t-shirt your grandmother wore, something. There's something of sentimental value that you're looking for. That you discarded. But I don't think this, you may not have thrown it out. It's like, give me an example for this, because I'm struggling with this one. For those of us who are parents, it's like there's a teddy bear that your kid always dragged around everywhere, always had. It's dusty, it's old, it's missing an eyeball, it's crusty, it's an old teddy bear, right? And you hate the damn thing. You're always picking it up off the floor. You always have to take it out the bathroom. You always have to take it out the hamper. Like, it's always in places where it's inconvenience for you, right? It's your kid's teddy bear. One day you're gonna blink and that kid is gonna be 22, 23 and off in college or living life somewhere else, and all of a sudden the thing that you discarded all of those years, that teddy bear, is the one thing that when your kid was moving out, now you're fighting with your kid, like, no, I need this teddy bear. I need it. Like, I need to have it because I'm not gonna have you, and so I need to have it. So something that wasn't, or that you thought wasn't important to you, and now it's important to you. But this part of the reading, this part of the message rather, feels more like tangible, like it's an item of clothing, a watch. Someone, I know I was talking about him earlier, but like when my dad died, there was a lot of things of his that I he had an orange t-shirt that he loved to fucking wear. It was a regular Hanes t-shirt that I literally slept with for the first 2 years after he passed away. Literally. But I've seen him in the shirt a million times, and it was just an orange shirt. But when he passed, the orange shirt was like, no one to touch my orange shirt. Like, that was my shit. I wore it every night. It was important to me to have that, if that makes sense. I also want to say there's something here to do with time. I know I have the Lovers is air because it's Gemini, and then the Ace of Cups is water, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, because it's a cup. There's something here about time though, which normally comes out when I see Pentacles, but there's no earth on the table right now. But there is something here about time, and I don't know, maybe that's like a direct message for someone, where it's like time is real funny like that, you know? It's, you go through so much, and then it's as simply as put, is like, the other day I was looking for some tweezers, mad random, but yo, these fucking tweezers, I see these tweezers every fucking day, every day, every day, every day, every day, and the day that I needed them, I didn't find them. Time. I don't know why they showed me those tweezers, but time for me, it's like someone's struggling with that. Actually, it feels like someone's struggling with the time of something. Someone may feel like they didn't have enough time with someone, or they don't have enough time to like get something in order. Someone's struggling with time. Someone may have to make a decision about something in a certain amount of time. They keep telling me time. Someone may be asking, they're showing me that Eight of Wands again. Someone may be asking that question. So I don't know if they're asking you that question, or if you're asking yourself that question. It could be different for everybody. It will be different for everybody. Time. It's like somebody's really questioning, like, yo, do I have enough time to make up for this, or to adjust this? Do I have enough time to get this done? Wasn't I talking about time in the very beginning too of the reading? I think I was saying someone was out of time, but they were still scrambling to like try to get it done, like real last minute shit. Time. This whole time I'm sitting here like, damn, I wish I had water. I got a whole cup of fucking coconut right next to me. For the OGs, because again, if you've been with me for a while, you know that there was a point in time where when we came live on this platform, we was on here for like 4 hours straight. Like, if I go in my Rolodex, I have lives that are like 6 hours. 6 hours straight, reading cards and kicking it. It's been a minute since I've done that, but so funny, because I'm thinking to myself, like, if this is giving me those vibes, not that I'm gonna be on here 6 hours today, but this is gonna be a little bit of a long one though, because I want to get like 1 or 2 cards left from this deck, and I'm already a little bit afraid to tell y'all what I got planned for that Venetian. The Ace of Pentacles. I was just talking about earth energy and the time. If this is romantic, there's a connection here that either you guys are not together, or you guys are, something is off, or something feels strange, or something feels weird. Something feels, it kind of comes off as like feeling a little bit wonky, right? And the divine is literally telling you to trust the process. This is going to take time. I always say, and this is like one of the oldest sayings in the book, where it's like, nothing worth having will come easy, right? Nothing. Not a relationship, not a business, not a plan, not a deal, not a plant, you know, like nothing. Things take time. Things take time. to cultivate things. Trust takes time to build. Love takes time to cultivate. Like, things take time, right? And so someone's worried. There's a very fine energy here of like worry, like a really good amount. Somebody's genuinely worried about something they're doing. And in that regard, whether it's romantic, platonic, whether it's business, whatever it is, someone's genuinely questioning, like, damn, do I have enough time? And I feel like spirit is like, just trust the process. You have to just trust the process. I also feel like that when I was saying that someone ran out of time, I think someone may have run out of time. Like, technically you were supposed to get this done by 3 p.m. or technically you were supposed to get it done by the 2nd of the month. Like, it's almost, it kind of gives me loophole vibes. But I'm gonna be real honest, I feel like, and it's interesting the way they're showing me this, because it almost is like someone's saying, I don't necessarily feel like the time matters. I think someone's putting a really big emphasis on, like, oh my God, I'm running out of time here. And spirit is like, I mean, as long as you're seeing something through genuinely, like authentically seeing it through, the time thing, someone's fucking with me with the time thing. And it's something that someone's creating, because it's the Ace of Pentacles. Someone may actually have like romantic feelings for someone that's like, if you know this person already, this person is a friend. This isn't somebody you fucked with already. This isn't somebody that you were like messing around, kind of, sort of, kissy smoochy under the bleachers type of thing. I don't feel like that's the vibe to this. But if this is romantic, it's almost like, because you may not know this person at all, right? But there's this energy of like, I want to be married, I want to have a family. Like, there's a vision here. Somebody has a vision, which I think the vision is the time, where the time comes in. That's so interesting. It's like someone's putting someone is putting their selves on like a fucking time clock of like, by 25 I should have this, by 21 I should have that, but this, that, you know what I mean? Like, they're putting themselves on a time restraint. And spirit is literally saying, like, give it time. Give it time. Like, let something play out naturally. I do think someone has feelings though, or has some type of connection with someone that is platonic to them. Time. There's something gonna come back in time, because they keep telling me in due time. I'm not gonna stay on this because I'll be here for 3 more hours just trying to figure this out. Time. And I have the moon, which is Pisces energy, and the 6 of Wands. You know that saying, only time will tell? And I feel that here. Like, only time will tell. Like, there's things that you don't know right now. Pisces, the moon. There's things you don't know, things you're not privy to, things that you're not sure of. And that's okay. And I think someone's stressed the fuck out because they are freaking out about the fact that they don't know the answers to certain things. This is like a control thing. Someone's struggling because they're used to being in control with certain things and in the know. It's okay that you don't have the answers. It's actually, this is the way it's supposed to be. It's like, you can't just say you're going to trust the process and then you have like a backseat knowledge to the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's genuinely, it's okay that you don't know. Like, I'm not just saying that for shits and giggles. Like, I really don't know how this is going to play out. But I'm trusting the process. And I was just telling you guys before, I forgot what I was talking about, but I was just saying, like, if there's one thing I learned, it's to trust my intuition in the last several years. And that's blatantly what this message is. Because what ends up happening, like before, we saw the Judgment card, we have the 6 of Wands. This is more than just success. This is public recognition. This is like, not only you're gonna get to see or taste the success, this is like other people, that thing that you've been working on, this is Noah. If in the Bible, when he's working on the ark, this is Noah. This is like, I recently, oh, I can't wait to start vlogging again. Oh my Lanza, like the shit that I gotta tell y'all. But I recently learned like the actual story, because I knew the basics, right? God gave him a message, told him to build the boat because shit was gonna hit the fan, and he did it. He built the boat, he put the animals on, he put the humans on, and bam, here we are today, right? I knew the generic basic, but I just recently in the last few months learned the story of Noah. You feel me? And so the moon and the 6 of Wands, Noah was working on that fucking boat for a long time, a long ass time. And for a long time, he looked like the crazy man working on the boat. For a long time. I'm talking about years and years. But when his judgment came in, right? Judgment, Emperor, 2 of Wands. Because of the 2 of Wands, because of his decision, because he made the executive decision with the Emperor, right? Because of that, judgment. 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands, it's not, he wasn't the only one saved. Everyone knew. 6 of Wands, everyone knew that he wasn't crazy. Everyone knew. And so I don't know why that's relevant here, but 6 of Wands with the moon, it's like, it's okay that you don't have the answers right now, because sooner than later, everyone's gonna see why you were moving that way, why you were working toward that, why you made the decisions you made. I don't know who that was for, but I don't know. I don't know. First of all, Temperance, Sagittarius energy. This is everything in moderation, collective. I always say that. Always say that when I see Temperance. Also, I did talk a little bit, not too much, but I did talk. Hi, Mushi. I did talk a little bit about someone battling with their sobriety. Temperance also talks about that too. Temperance talks about someone on their journey, their sobriety journey. I know most readers don't hit on these certain things, but I ain't them, and that's why we here, right? Because this validates that for me, because I couldn't even tell you why that even came in for me when I was talking about that before, the sobriety. So to see the Temperance here, that's validation for me, the reader, that I hit it on the nose before. Somebody struggling with their sobriety. For some of you, it's like sobriety, it's like it's sex. Remember I was talking about the intimacy, and someone was like lying to like spare someone's feelings and shit like that. Someone may actually be, someone's being drawn towards their celibacy journey, and I think they're fighting with that, and it's low-key. It's like they're fighting an addiction. It's like someone, I don't know who this is going to be for, but if it's not for you, it's cool. Just leave it behind for somebody else. Because I don't mean this in a negative or like a condescending or funny style type of way. But there is somebody that I'm tapping into who has never actually been alone, in a sense where they're not being intimate with people. It's like, even though this person is single, technically, this person has like 1 or 2 people that they're like being intimate with. And I mean, we're all adults, whatever floats your boat, but this is somebody that I'm tapping into that's like being pushed to being celibate, like genuinely actually being celibate. It's like a woman who's been single for 3 years, right? Because her children, her family, her friends, everybody knows that she's single. She doesn't have a partner. But not many people, if anybody, knows that she has like F buddies, like fuck buddies and shit. I don't know why I keep censoring myself, but because I don't normally do that. Whoever I'm tapping into though, this Temperance card coming out is literally Spirit saying you need to buckle up, Buttercup. I don't say that either, but you need to buckle up, Buttercup. This is what somebody's saying. It's like you need to wrap it up. You need to like stop doing that. You need to actually be on your own. This is also somebody, like somebody's energy needs to be like, you need to cleanse your energy, because being intimate with people, what you're doing is having an energy transfer. And so if this person, if you're sleeping with somebody and they're toxic, guess who's gonna be toxic right along with this person? If you're sleeping with this person and this person is like got like a dark soul, or like they're empty, if they're lacking in this or that, like guess who is gonna be sucking in that energy as well? Because being intimate with somebody is one of the most, if not the most effective way to transfer energy between people, being intimate. And so I'm tapping into somebody who's technically single. This person is like sleeping or this is what they've done their whole life, like their whole adult life. Ever since they've been sexual with people, even when they're single, they have like little buddies here and there where they just kind of like have little rendezvous. And for some reason, Spirit is like, you need to cut it out. You need to cut it out because it's not healthy. It's not sustainable. But also this is like energetically, like you need to stop doing that. Like you need to go on like a spiritual cleanse of some sort. I don't know who I'm talking to, but that was definitely for somebody there. The World and this Eight of Swords. Hold on, because I gotta sneeze. Que jodienda. I hate when that happens, because it's like, yo, just let the sneeze out. But then it goes away. I don't like that. The World and the Eight of Swords is, again, validation for me. Thank you, Spirit. So when I was pulling from the Cthulhu, we had the King of Swords and then the Eight of Swords, right? So now we're seeing the World with the Eight of Swords. Someone, that King of Swords in someone, man or woman, that King of Swords being woken up, being shaken up, is a blessing. Even if you don't realize it, or even though someone doesn't realize it yet, it is essentially a blessing in disguise. Because what the world tells us is that something is finally coming to an end, an era, a time. For some of us it's a relationship, for some of us it's a karmic cycle. It's different for everyone, which this kind of falls in line. This definitely falls in line for this new moon in Scorpio that we have today, because the World card speaks of closing something out successfully, not in a messy way, not in a loud way, not in a chaotic way. This is very peaceful. This is very, as a matter of fact, this was a wild run, but now it's time to do something different. And what's being closed out is this Eight of Swords, which is super dope. Super dope. For someone here, this Ace of Cups and the Lovers is someone learning how to choose themselves, which again goes into with the Temperance, someone coming out of that energy of like just having random fuck buddies here and there. You're never gonna learn how to love you if you always having other people's energies taking over and taking whatever good you have from you. Like, so, and this is specific for somebody. Somebody needs to like be cleansed. Somebody needs to literally like stop sharing their body. This feels very much like big sister vibes. Somebody could be telling you this, or you could be telling someone this, like, yo, I know you've been single for 4 years, but you ain't been, like, your body hasn't not been touched in 4 years. And you need to, like, I'm not trying to be judgmental. I'm not trying to be funny. I love you and I'm trying to help you. Like, you need to stop doing that. Like, you need to, like, be by yourself. At least do 6 months, a year, whatever the case is like, this right here. Because again, and I was saying this earlier in the live, where somebody was like, but what if I mess up? What if I don't do it right? What if I fail? And somebody else is saying, well, but what if you get everything you wanted? But what if it does go the way that you hoped? You can't lose anything from this, but what if you actually gain things that you never even imagined? It's that conversation again. We saw it in the beginning of the reading, and now it's coming up again in the end. So we're going to do something. I was going to say really quick, but it ain't going to be really quick. But we are going to do something here with these Venetians. Yo, I'm like, we dead ass right now? We dead ass right now. Hi, Russ. Hi, Annie. Thank you. I don't know if your name is Ada. Thank you. I love this hat. So it was one of my favorites. One of my sister's uncles loved Pink Floyd. He was a really big Pink Floyd fan. And when I seen this hat, because he's passed away, but when I seen this hat, I immediately thought of him. He was actually one of my dad's really good friends. And when I seen this hat, I was like, yo, I gotta have it. I'm not even really much of a Pink Floyd fan. Like, I couldn't tell you like a name of their songs. I like their music, but I couldn't tell you like their songs by name. But I just got it off of the strength of like my uncle, my sister's uncle. I've been good. I've been growing. I've been growing. And I hope the same for you. Hi, Starla. I don't know. Because I know readers, this is what they say. This is, they capitalize off of this message, right? But when I say there were certain things or thing that was top of the list for you, collective, for us, and it's no longer there at the top of the list. There are things that we thought were important, or people that we thought were important. There are, for a lot of us, there may even be, dare I say, grudges. Somebody could be holding a grudge. And I don't, because somebody's like, bitch, it ain't a grudge, it's a boundary. I felt that. I felt that in my chesticle. I did. Someone's questioning, right? Because someone was holding it for a really long time. Like, nah, I'm standing on this. Like, I'm not trying to cross this. I'm not trying to blah, 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 right? Cool. I think now, it's funny because Rush just said, how are you doing? And I said, I'm growing, right? I've never said that, but that was pretty dope. If I do say so myself, I'm gonna start using that one. But that's genuinely where I've been in the last few months, just growing and changing and evolving, and just, I noticed the changes, right, for myself. And so with this message of new, because essentially that's what this is. This is new. This is new, and this is what's important with the ring. That's what this card is called. But if you look at the card over here, if you're familiar with cartomancy, you know that this is the Ace of Wands. And if you're not familiar with cartomancy, join the membership, because we're gonna go talk about it. But this new beginning, like I said, I know a lot of readers capitalize off of this. Every few weeks, it's a new beginning coming in. Listen, we have new beginnings every day. When we wake up, every day is a new beginning. It just depends on how you look at it and what energy you feed to it. So for someone in particular, there's something, for someone, there's something in particular that you either were keeping away from or willing to walk away from. Point with this card, the point is that there's something here that someone now sees different, which I guess we kind of got it. We kind of got this message before too, when I said the pros and the cons list, right? Making sure you make that list before you make that call. Remember when I was saying think again? I feel that here with this ring card. So someone could also be renewing their vows, recommitting to something they're already committed to. If this is not romantic at all, this could actually be like work related. These readings are for us, collective, not for y'all, for us, because I'll be in the thick of all these messages for sure. Someone could have a newfound love for something that they've been doing for 20 years. Someone's falling in love again, but it feels like you're falling in love with something that you were already in love with, or with someone that you were already in love with. And I don't think, for example, if this is a romantic connection, someone's falling in love with you all over again, and I don't think it's something different you're doing to make them feel that. I think it's something different in them that has them looking at things different. And so they already loved you, but now they're falling in love with you all over again. Does that make sense? Because even if this is work related, it's the same concept. It's like, or if this is like a business or something that you're trying to cultivate, there's something that you already had passion for, that you already loved. Ace of Cups and the Lovers, we saw that already. So there's something here that you already had that with, that now for some reason you have a new way of doing something, you have a new opportunity to do something, you have a new audience for something. There's something that reignites, because that's what it feels like, something being reignited. And the boundary part, so because they're like, what about the boundary? You were just talking about a boundary. That's so funny, because somebody's literally in the chat saying that, but where the boundary thing came in. The boundary thing comes in because I think for a lot of you, you have boundaries up in regards to certain people that you do love and care about. And I feel, because remember when I said grudge too, right? It's almost like you're someone's saying, well, you have a grudge against me because of something that happened 10 years ago. And you're like, no, it's not that I have a grudge, it's a boundary. I have a boundary that you crossed, and so you have to stay on that side because you crossed that boundary. In that regard, if what I just said makes sense to you, there's something happening here, because I feel like the person who had the boundary, it's almost like there's something different about you that has you seeing why that boundary that you had or have is difficult for this person to meet. It's empathy. There's empathy here. Somebody has a newfound empathy for someone that they have iced out. They're literally showing me a block of ice. So it's someone you've frozen out of your life. Someone, I don't usually like to do or like to even talk about like shit like this, but I'm gonna say it real quick and then I'm gonna just keep going. I'm not gonna stay on this too long, because someone's making me feel like someone may have done work like black magic type of shit. Like someone may have done like a spell on someone to like ice someone out. They're showing me that an ice cube is like, I did that, like I iced someone out, or I was being ice cold towards someone. But for me, the way that this is coming in, it's black magic. Someone did that, and I feel like the person who did the spell, even if they've tried to like reverse it, they can't. They can't. The problem is that now this person is trying to reverse the spell or wanting to reverse the spell. Someone has heavy regret. They're showing me 5 of Cups, because it's like, now they can understand why this person did the certain thing they did, or why this person, or that this person was struggling with something. Like there's something different about the person who did the thing, right? And so the karma for that person doing that. Because, listen, everybody has their own beliefs and shit. Listen, I don't like shit like that. But the karma for someone who does something, or who did something like that, like a spell, black magic, whatever the hell you want to call it, their karma is now going to be the fact that they have to sit in regret because of what they did. Because there's no turning back what they did. Does that make sense? I don't want to stay on that too long. Hi, Tina. Thank you, Russ. Someone's struggling with the fact that they had an opportunity to do something really dope, or they had an opportunity to be a part of something really, really dope. They had an opportunity to network, expand, flourish, build. They had an opportunity given to them, handed to them. They keep showing me a hand. They had an opportunity and they fumbled the bag. They did something that kind of, it almost comes off as like it slipped right out of my hands. Someone's telling me like I fumbled the shit out of this bag. Like I fumbled the bag. I don't even understand how I lost that. I don't understand how I. But see, this is the thing, is that if you feel like your opportunity is gone, if you feel like you lost the opportunity, the opportunity wasn't for you to begin with. It was never meant for you to have it. So if I'm looking at this romantically, let's just say hypothetically, if this is a romantic situation, somebody had an opportunity to have a new beginning, or to like really build something, or to really be a part of something, a family, a dynamic, a power couple, etc. And instead of doing what needed to be done, they fumbled the bag, right? And so when I say this wasn't meant for you anyway, I mean it literally. It's like someone's sitting here and like saying like, damn, that person really loved me. That person really wanted, like, we were going to build, we were going to be together. We were going to be a power couple. We shoulda, we coulda, all this shit, right? And just like everything else is divinely guided, they fumbled the person or the situation. And now their karma for that is either seeing the person be happy, seeing the person build, seeing the person flourish, and someone's riddled and sitting in regret. But it's interesting, right? Because we always say, if it's meant for you, it's never going to pass you by, right? So here I'm tapping into somebody who didn't do the right thing, and now they're sitting here like, damn, if I would have just did the right thing, I would have been good. I'm here to tell you, nothing you could have done was going to make this play out any different. If you think this person was too good for you, it's because this person was too good for you. And so there's nothing that you was going to do was going to make this person and you be something. It was never going to play out that way. Because that's not how energy works. That's not how karma works. The way things turned out is the way things were supposed to be. So if you guys turned out separately, if you guys turned out to where you live in your life and they are drowning in theirs, it was supposed to be that way. It was supposed to be that way. Don't, somebody's like, don't even question it. Don't even like, somebody could be Hispanic because somebody's like, mate vale. I hate it when my grandmother said that shit to me. Yo, I used to hate that shit, and now I'm the adult saying it. It's fucking crazy. Time is funny, right? How that happens. Somebody made a mistake. Somebody made a mistake that got them in jail, put them in jail, or has them trapped, mentally, emotionally trapped. The reason that, because it's a bird in a cage, right? And usually birds are meant to be free, right? And so the reason why this bird is in the cage is because this bird has lessons to learn. Quite specifically, this is specific to somebody. This is somebody who's like, because even if they're not physically in jail, they're in a mental, it's Eight of Swords energy, essentially. I got something in my eye. It's essentially the Eight of Swords energy. It's someone who's literally saying like, I'm in a mental imprisonment. Until you learn what you need to learn, you're gonna always be in that mental imprisonment. Until you genuinely understand like where you went wrong, or where your actions weren't in alignment with your higher self. Somebody in the collective could have dealt with or is dealing with someone who's in this energy. And the thing is, right, whether this is a family member, romantic partner, whoever it is, there's a feeling here of like, somebody may be kicking themselves about the fact that they didn't help someone enough, or they didn't give enough. They could have done more. And that's not your job. And especially if this is romantic, or if this was romantic, that was not your job to fix someone or to heal someone. Your job as a human being is to heal you. And then, you know, people who learn from you, people who are attracted to you in that way, your energy, people who resonate with you, people who are in alignment with you, they follow, they find you, you never miss them, and vice versa. And so if there's someone in your life that you couldn't help, or that you, because and I'm saying this because someone's making me feel like it's almost like they're beating themselves up about this. It's like I left this person, and I know they're super toxic and they're not good for me, but I'm going to spend the next 2 or 3 years in a dark place because of my experience with that person. No. Like that's not the point of the shit that you go through, especially in romantic connections, collective. There's somebody who's emotionally convicted. It's like, I feel trapped because of something that I feel emotionally, something that I can't get my hands off of emotionally. For someone may be struggling with like daddy issues, abandonment issues, and it definitely could stem from childhood. Somebody's harboring the negative emotions and blaming themselves for those negative emotions. Somebody's taking ownership and accountability for something that they didn't cause. And the only thing that that's doing, besides keeping you in a dark space, is essentially you're blocking karma from hitting whoever they need to hit. You're prolonging that process as well. So not only are you prolonging your healing, but you, by taking accountability for something you're not accountable for, something you're not responsible for, what you're doing is essentially slowing up your process of healing and blocking the process of karma from touching who it needs to touch, meeting who it needs to meet, because it's gonna happen regardless. You're just prolonging that process. Ten of Swords. I don't know why they're showing me like gloomy, dark, black, gray, foggy, distorted. distorted energy. It's like, I think someone was in a dark space, a really dark space surrounding something that they really had faith in, something that they really believed in, something that they really worked really hard on. And it's interesting because it almost feels like other people are celebrating or are able to relax and have peace and move forward and have that serenity in regard, other people are able to do that in regard to things that you sacrificed, but you're the one who sacrificed and you can't get out of that space. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, right, collective? Gloomy, dark, distorted. Someone feels like it's hard, like someone's like it's easier said than done to get up out of a funk. And I feel you, right? But low-key, it's not. You have to love yourself and respect yourself enough to say enough is enough. For your own shit, for other people's shit. Like you have to be in a position where you, and again, something that I tapped into in the very beginning, which was someone wanting to please, people pleasing. You have to get out that space. You have to be okay being the villain. Like I said in the beginning, no is a whole complete sentence. You have the right to say no to certain things, to not help certain people, to not advocate for certain people. Like you have the right to do what's right for you, even if what's right for you is gonna hurt, sting, or affect someone else. I'm not saying hurt other people blatantly, but like if it genuinely is something that's right for you, that's in alignment for you, even if it's gonna sting someone else, it's still a good thing for you. Don't take from that. I think that's what this is too. Somebody's afraid to celebrate something, like a really big win. This is like, think of two best friends or two siblings going for a job or going for like the last slot in a college or something, and one best friend gets in and the other one obviously doesn't. There's only one slot, but the one who gets in can't even celebrate because they feel guilty because the one that didn't get in. That's what I'm tapping into here, which is crazy because I had to go through a whole whirlwind of things in order to get that message out. We started out the reading with a King of Swords, and we're ending the reading with a Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is the humble person. We're going to end today's reading with me saying this. For the OGs, you guys have heard me a million times say there's a difference between a nice guy and a good guy. Right? The nice guy knows when to pretend, to put the charade up. The good guy is genuinely good in nature. Not just nice whenever people are watching, right? Or whenever they're going to get something in return. And so with that, I say being selfless is an amazing thing to a certain extent. It's amazing thing to be selfless. It's an amazing trait to have, but it's a very dangerous trait to have if you have too much of it. You can't be so selfless that you then become selfish in regard to giving for your own benefit. Does that make sense? Because it feels to me like someone's really struggling with this. It's like there's things that I want that are not necessarily going to be in alignment with the rest of my family. There's things that I want that are not going to be in alignment for my children. But it's the things, and not only that, it's things that I want, but it's things that I need in order to keep myself sustainable. Like and I always say this too, I usually have these conversations, and a lot of times, people try to argue with me about this because people, of course, have different opinions. My opinion as a parent, for anybody who's new, I have a daughter who's 18. And so I've always said, since she was really young, since she was a baby, I've always said, like, I have to put me first. And let me tell you, when I say that, every time I say that, I can't even tell you how many arguments people try to have with me every time I say that, because especially other parents, it's like, oh my God, how dare you? You know, you have a child, you're supposed to, like, your world is supposed to stop when you have that child. For me, it's always comical when people say shit like that, because so my world is supposed to stop, then who the fuck is supposed to take care of her? If I'm not happy, how am I supposed to make sure she's set for life? How am I supposed to protect her if I'm not good, I'm not sustainable, I'm not strong, if I'm depleting from my energy because I don't matter, I'm second, third, fourth on the list, because, you know, I have one kid, but there's parents out there who got 8, 9, 7, 6, even 2 kids, right? If I gotta put the kids first before my own needs, then how the hell am I gonna be able to give and water them? Obviously, I'm not saying I'm gonna push my kid to the back burner and just be selfish. No, I'm a good person. I'm not a nice person, I'm a good person. And so I'm genuinely always gonna look out for her best interests. But I still need to make sure I take care of me first, because ain't nobody else gonna do that. And if I'm not good, I'm not gonna be good enough to take care of anyone else, if that makes sense. So I said all of that because even if I'm talking to somebody who's not a parent, the truth is still the same. Even if this is like in regard to like your siblings, if you own a company, like your employees, like I think, and I don't know why, but I think that society has taken on this, it's like a black and white, and I don't know, maybe it's cancel culture, where it's like it's either this or this and there's no in between. And that's not necessarily always the case, you feel me? And so there's things, collective, that don't resonate with you, don't jive for you, don't make you feel good. There's things you don't like, it's things that you're doing that you're feeling depleted every time you do it, more and more and more. There's things that are literally draining you of your happiness, of your stability, of your sanity, of your mental health, your emotional well-being. Like there's things that are draining you that you're taking part in on a day-to-day because you don't want to hurt other people's feelings. Like this was the first download I came into this reading with. And so it's okay to say no. I keep saying no is a complete sentence. It's like, you ever have someone ask you a question, like they ask you to do them a favor, and you say no, I'm not open to doing that, or no, I can't do that, or no, I don't want to do that, and they stay looking at you like, because there was automatically an assumption that because I'm asking you to do this favor for me, you're going to do it, because you always just do the favors for me, right? It opens the door. Being selfless, being so selfless, opens the door for people who are innately selfish. Just gonna leave that gem out there for y'all because I could go on for hours and hours about this, but these messages are gonna resonate 1,000,001 ways from, I was gonna say from September. Things may have been significantly happening in the month of September, but for some of us, but collective. A time was had today. A time was had. I already have messages literally coming up on my not the chat, because I can't see what the chat is saying, but I see emails coming in from the family, like, yo. I love you guys wholeheartedly, man. I appreciate you guys the longest way. We literally just celebrated our 5-year anniversary on this platform in October, and like I told you guys in the very beginning, if you missed the beginning half of this reading, come back to the live and look at the description box. I'm gonna put a timestamp right now when I get off. I'm gonna put a timestamp so that you guys can know when the reading starts. But the first like 15 minutes of the reading is important announcements for the platform moving forward. This is going to be the last live that everyone can comment in the chat as we're live. From now on, it's only going to be members only that can chat in the live stream while we're live. We usually are live on Sundays, but I think we're going to start picking up Fridays. I might poll it to see how you guys feel about it. And for those of you who are interested in the memberships, we are no longer on Patreon anymore. So if anyone was on Patreon and they're getting charged for November, screenshot it, hit me up, let me know. I will take care of it because we're not playing funny ass games like that on this platform. And for the memberships, for anybody who wants to join the memberships or just wants to like see what we got going on within the memberships, after this live posts, I'm gonna put it in the description box, the link for the memberships, my email in case you have any questions, and the timestamp. Those 3 things are gonna be in there. So I love you guys wholeheartedly, and goodbyes, yo. Goodbyes are terrible for me. I'm like terrible with goodbyes. But we're gonna wrap it up today. I'm gonna poll in the next few days to see, because it's Friday. I'm gonna poll either today or tomorrow. I'm gonna poll to see if you guys prefer Sundays or Fridays for the live streams. But we are still gonna be going live once a week here. Where's the book? It's in here already. And I hope everyone has a good weekend, good rest of your day, good rest of your night. Be safe. No drinking and driving. That shit is for the birds, please and thank you. And I will catch you guys in the next live stream. If you haven't already, please don't hesitate to hit that like button, share the video, hit the subscribe button. I love you guys wholeheartedly, and I will catch you guys in the next one.